With the new year, I've decided to bring back some of the previous Monday Morning Roars. I've been creating Monday Morning Roar for the past 6.5 years. I have over 340 episodes of Monday Morning Roar on my YouTube channel. I'm going to select an encore presentation for every Monday in 2025, and then maybe in January of 2026, I'll start producing more new ones. I hope you really enjoy these. I really enjoy recording them. Good morning. Welcome to Monday Morning Roar. Today is Monday, and it's the 6th. Let me look at my calendar real quick. Yeah, today, you're right, it is. Wow, it's the 6th of July. The topic for today is, what is a leader? That's a pretty big topic these days, and what leadership qualities are, what attributes that a leader has, and how we can be better leaders ourselves. Now, when we think of a leader, what do we think of? Maybe we think of the President of the United States or the President of another country, or maybe our governors, mayors, clergy, teachers, maybe the CEO of a company or your immediate manager or boss. These people are selected for those positions or take those positions based on their leadership qualities. So it's not an addition. It's not really an option for them. That's why they were put into those positions as leadership. But they're not the only ones that are leaders. Another group of leaders might be your grandparents or your parents or your brothers and sisters, because they also have people that they lead, and they have things that they can do to get influence people to do other things or to help other people to continue to grow. So, in fact, I mean, very much so. In some ways, the parents and grandparents are more effective leaders than the ones we elect for those positions. So, but what does a leader do? Well, first of all, a good leader will find solutions. A good leader doesn't have to have all the solutions, but he's able to find solutions. And that word "find," that verb "to find," is very important, because it's not just having the solutions; it's making them possible. And one of the ways he does that is another attribute of a leader, which is to motivate others. If you can't motivate others, you're not going to be able to lead anybody to get anything done. So you've got to find a way that you can build the trust, that you can understand what people's needs are, and be able to motivate them to do what you think might need to be done. The third attribute of a good leader is accountability, because this is a position that people are going to be looking at, and very measurably what you've done and what you say you do are two different things. And you have to be able to say that what I did was, I can, the old Harry S. Truman, the buck stops here. That's a great accountability. Know that whatever happens, I'm going to be accountable for it. Another attribute of a great leader is the ability to accept change. Change is happening all the time. I mean, it happens. It almost is exponentially more than ever before because of our technology. I mean, if you just think about in our lifetimes how many things have changed, and you've got to be able to accept change, not for the sake of change, but for the sake of betterment of everything, and see how it can work forward. It's you don't always look at the results. You have to look at the why. Why is it necessary? Next attribute of a leader is being able to listen. Listening is a very important attribute. That's how we learn. We learn with our ears. We listen. We don't learn much if we're talking all the time. So it's very important to be a good listener. And the last of the attributes of leadership that I have for today is empathy. And I think this is a real important one. I think caring about other people is one of the most important things we can do. I don't think that um, it's easy to get many things done if you don't show that you care for people. Now, unfortunately, there are leaders that do things that they don't all have these attributes or practice these attributes. And instead of finding solutions, they find ways to complain, and it gets kind of irritating when you've got a problem and all the person you're trying to give that to is just giving you more problems or explaining more problems. So that doesn't really lead too well. Another way that they might divide and alienate people. Instead of motivating others, they're dividing people. They're getting people to be separated and working against each other. Instead of accountability, which is a very positive attribute of a leader, they blame others and they make excuses. They don't want to take responsibility for what they've said or done, or they just make an excuse for it. They're not able to accept change. Maybe they don't want to go forward. They want to continue in the way they were. It's the old, that's the way we've always done it type of thing. And that can be very dangerous in any leadership capability. They're not necessarily good listeners. They either ignore or they discount others' opinions. Maybe they think that they're the ones that know the most. They always say that you should surround yourself with a bunch of people that are smarter than yourself. Listen to them. And lastly, instead of empathy, they're selfish. It's all about themselves, and that's in leaders in all different levels, from the president all the way to your brothers and sisters, with the governors, mayors, all those in between. So they can be selfish, and that's not a good attribute for a leader. In fact, that's going to be difficult for that leader to get anything done. In closing, I got a couple little statements. If I ever hear a leader say, it's always a very positive thing to me. I always want to leave on a positive note. If I hear a leader say, hey, that was a great idea, I've never thought about that perspective, that shows me that they're open to new, they're not they're acceptable to change. Another one you might hear someone say is, correct me if I'm wrong, or correct me if I'm wrong, this seems like blah. They're giving you an opportunity to correct them. I think that's great. As long as they take that, that's a great thing to say. If I hear a politician or a leader say that, I'm very encouraged. And lastly, I think if they say something like, well, I'm not an expert on this subject, but let me direct you to that, refer to somebody else. The leader is not, leadership and power are two different things, and people think if they're the leader, they've got all the power, they've got all the knowledge, and that's not the case. If there are other people that can take care of things, it's great to be able to refer them to them. Have a great day. I'm looking forward to next Monday, and have a great week and stay safe. Thank you.